With everything that's going on in the world and all the stuff that I proposed as quote unquote opinion, whatever I say, whatever I do, at the end of the day, I close my computer and I say, good for me. And God says, good for you, good for me, good for you. People deem me as a crazy bitch. That's fine. I don't care. God's batting average is 100%. It has not been 100% for however long I've been doing this. Concerning child trafficking in Central Texas, put my head out there. 100% happened to be the case. You can't find proof for that yet, but there is proof in the pudding when your shit blows up and goes out overnight. Yeah, it's obvious to me that I'm conducting a military that is bigger than the military of the world and the people of the world and their political paradigms. Obviously, it became evident to me that I am serving a greater military that does not involve themselves with the media, with the nonsense, and I'm continuously successful, so I continue to be obedient. This was many years ago, but it hasn't stopped. Every crazy allegation always turns out to be true. It turns out to be true. I'm not trying to get anyone to believe me. Every effing thing, I have a responsibility. So God entrusted me with the responsibility of dealing with child trafficking in Central Texas very victoriously. Do you think that was going to somehow just fall in vain? That everything coming after that was not going to be the case? No, it has been the case. It has been the case. So every freaking thing that I do and say, I have an authority under God to tell the truth. I also have receipts. I have personal world experiences that are I am absolutely entrusted from God to do and say what exactly is happening, and I'm going to relay the message. The freaking batting average is 100% of God. Now, a lot of people have come in with their convoluted realities. They're trying to distort them. They're trying to reconfigure them. They're trying to make them confusing and unreadable. And there are cults. There are cults all over the place that are just follow me, follow anybody but God. But the majority of people who are actually following God are the people who are not getting the most views. They're not the people making the mainstream. They're not the people that are getting famous off of this nonsense. And we come together in like-mindedness, and it's no wonder that it all makes sense. Jesus and God, everything makes sense. Satan is the Lord of confusion. Everything under Jesus and God, it makes sense. So it makes sense to pose an allegation when it's always true. You deal with a certain type of person that I say don't deal with a certain type of person. Nobody has ever been made better under influence of a certain type of person. Maybe don't do it unless you are only there to bring that person to the trash receptacle. These are the things that I'm I do think a lot of people are harvesting people. I do think Muhammad was just a harvesting technique to get people. If you believe such an antichrist belief that Muhammad and Allah is spitting, the difference is going to be love. The difference is going to be love with everything. Any religion, Judaism, Christianity, a ton of satanic Jews, they're disgusting. Satanic Christians, they're disgusting. Disgusting people with disgusting culture are going to try to align themselves with any other culture. But God and the Holy Spirit and his obedient children are going to be able to tell the difference. And they're going to come out and they're going to say, this is the difference. and he's going to point out who is fake and false and phony. And we have an authority within us to not spread lies about what is fake and false and phony. How come you're all of a sudden believing the news? How come you're all of a sudden just like reattaching to your religious overlords? How come you think that your entire family is like out for your benefit? Most people understand they're not. I've been through this. My family's legit now, but there was a moment in time where I was like, who is with me and who is against me, dude? Turns out they all were for me, but it took a minute. It took saying something. It took doing something. It took ripping the band-aid off of the familiar curse that is in a lot of families and a lot of religions and a lot of cults and a lot of belief systems. The difference is going to be the love. The difference is going to be the love. I'm entrusted with an authority under God to get like ground shattering freaking revelations. And I don't just like come right out and say it, but I'll act accordingly. And it's weird to me, but it's natural how people continue to go along with it. And I'm only here to do one job. It's to bring people this direction. And if they go that direction, then that's on them. It's on the individual. I'm brought people to this direction. If they go in that direction, that's on them. Right? That was the whole reason I came, was to get you to decide whether you are normal or not normal. Are you for me? Are you against me? Are you for God? Are you against God? And then when stuff happens, don't wonder. People need to like not wonder why is such misfortune coming your way? When everybody that I know who is normal in the frequency of love and a high vibration, everything's seemingly working out for them. So when it's not working out for people, what the hell kind of nonsense are they subscribing to? That's not your problem. That is not your problem. Drop the savior complex for the people who are being harvested into a negative direction. If they want to go into the super soldier direction of continually kissing the ass of their overlords and their handlers, let them suck the ass of their handlers and overlords in any family, in any religion. If you want to keep sucking the ass of your family curse, go in that direction, right? Something's got to give. You can't keep doing what you're doing when all of God's servants have been telling you. If it didn't come up in your algorithm, it's probably because you aren't meant to hear it. This is the funniest thing about the internet. It's like, I probably only hear from the people who are like normal and saved. I'm probably not hearing from the people who are like totally led astray. The weak can't survive. You know, I was watching Wednesday on Netflix and there's like a beast in a cage and he's like the villain. And I'm like, why is he the villain? And someone was like, well, because he kills people. And I'm like, but how is he the villain because he kills people? Because at some point, that villain that you deem as a villain needs to be set free. The villain is not the villain just because, oh, he's just a villain because he kills people. Y'all watching Wednesday on Netflix? This poor guy, he's like kept in a cage, got like a chain around his neck, and I'm like, who is that? Why are they treating him so horribly? And like, oh, because he's the villain. Like, why is he the villain? Oh, because he kills people. And I'm like, I just can't, like, my mind is like, just because he kills people, it makes him a villain, spirit of the Antichrist. Just because get the frig out of here, dude. And I believe that's probably where the storyline is going. Just because somebody kills people like a villain doesn't mean they're the worst person ever. You're not in their harvest. You're not in their harvest. You're not their harvest. You're not their victim. They virtually don't even see you. But if they do, and if you are negative, and if you are out of the frequency of love, the villain who destroys the people who are outside of the frequency of love, giving natural disasters, and they call it Satan, and Satan wants to like choke me to death. And I'm like, dude, something's gotta give. Okay? Wreaking havoc on the earth. This isn't God. These natural disasters are Satan. He's pissed. He's pissed. But it brings people closer to God. Why the F is your nation being judged the way it is? So all these videos, everything I've said throughout the years, my mom made a funny comment. She's like, when you were like really crashing out, she's like, was that a demon? And I'm like, no, mom, that was not a demon. That was me being liberated. When I was under demonic oppression, it was when I was like not saying or doing anything. It's only when I start saying something and doing something, I'm outside of demonic oppression. Demons are not when you are acting out and saying the truth. Demons are when you are somehow kept oppressed with your opinions and your viewpoint. That's demonic oppression. I'm like, Mom, demonic oppression was when I was silent, obedient, and not doing anything. That is when I was under demonic oppression. And I physically moved from that location to this location. I was liberated. So every time I act out or do something or say something out of obedience or just out of what I feel is true, batting average for God, 100%. If I say something effed up, I'm going to say sorry, but I haven't really needed to say sorry yet. I forgive people who forgive me. I forgive people who forgive me first. Nobody has had the audacity to quote unquote forgive me because perhaps it was exactly true. It was exactly true what I was saying. This is why nobody has reached out for forgiveness because perhaps what I was saying was 100% true. It's been years of this, and it's been crickets. I forgive people who forgive me. But if I'm not saying the truth, then why is nobody coming against me? In fact, they take what I say and they like create their own narrative and they're like, this is what she said. And I'm like, yep, that's 100% what I said. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I meant. This is not a type of criticism to take what I say and say, Lauren Pritchard said this, because I will come and say, yeah, I said it and I 100% meant it. And I still believe that. This is not a grounds for criticism. I'm like, I said it, I meant it, I told people, and I see no different. But instead of like seeking for the let me show you different, people are just like, look at what she said. And I'm like, but yeah, that is what I said. That's what I meant. And you're not really seeking for anything other than just parroting what I said and did. But I meant what I said and did. I mean what I say. I meant what I said, and it's evident that what I said was true, and nobody it's literally nobody has ever said anything other than that. Nobody's corrected me, nobody's like asked for forgiveness, nobody's asked me to forgive them. What the frig? There's an authority within me and a lot of people that like we're here to tell you what's actually going on, and it's not anything mainstream. You're not waiting for any mainstream narrative. And good for me. I say the craziest shit because this is my life. And I turn my computer off and I close it down and I just say, and Spirit says, good for you. And I say, good for me. Because this world is so inverted. And it's never not been the case. And it's like dwindling. You know what I mean? It's dwindling. When I opened my Facebook yesterday, it's like everyone's crashing out. Everyone's like going crazy on Facebook. I'm not. Why are they? Why are people going crazy when a lot of us are not, finally, for the first time? I'm not going quote unquote crazy for the first time, but a lot of people are like going crazy for the first time. They're falling into misfortune. That's not your problem. If someone falls into misfortune, it's not really your problem. There are avenues for them to get God's glory, to do what they need to do, and to be who they want to be in this world. Don't forfeit to some doom and gloom agenda. That's them forfeiting to some doom and gloom agenda after a season of misfortune. Get out of here. The tides have turned. Get out of here, dude. If they bring problems, if they have like a weird cult following, it's like, I can't. Because it all comes with some imposition that you need to somehow do this for them when they're the ones creating the problem. And this is going to continue. It's going to continue where people are creating problems for themselves because of their lack of faith and their lack of optimism. They're going to create their own problems. And we have a separate economy where we're like, I just don't know what to say. It's like weird. It's like I used to donate to every freaking body. I used to donate to everybody who asked for it. But lately, I see like the weirdest people asking for donations, and I'm just like, I can't. I can't because your culture is demonic. Like, you've been acting freaking demonic. You've been saying the weirdest stuff, and I can't donate to your cause. And I don't wonder why something bad happened to you when all you've ever been doing was being a total freaking demonic entity. I can't. Like, that's my economy. My economy is secured, like where I'm going. But it's like these people with their own separate economy, it's like bad stuff is going to keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. Their economy is going to run thin. Why does some bitch get hit by a car when she's like a demonic bitch and everyone's like, oh, give her money? And I'm like, I just can't give her money because I know she's a demonic ass bitch. Maybe she won't be after the fact, but it's not on me. I'm not going to give her money. I'm not going to give this demonic bitch money because she got hit by a car. This is a true scenario that's happening right now. This bitch gets hit by a car. She's in the hospital. And I'm like, I just can't. Because you are a Sodom and Gomorrah demonic whore lesbian weird chick. And I fucking can't, dude. I can't. Previous timelines, I gave money to everybody who asked for it. Anybody who asked for money, I'd give it to them. There's a new layer where like weird shit is happening to shitty fucking demonically charged people, and God's like, and I'm like, I can't, dude, I fucking can't. And I hope they make it, but also that's a separate economy. Your people are being separated. My economy is strong. We're normal. We don't have the judgment of God on our lives because we're not sodomites, fucking incels, like demonically possessed, antichrist, hating, weird people. That's just the reality. I can't do it. I used to give money to every single effing person who asked for it. This new layer, there are people who are actually enduring God's judgment, and I can't care. When Turkey is on fire and having earthquakes, I can't care. I mean, I do care for the people who are innocent, obviously. It sucks for them. That culture is so freaking obscure. It's so obscure. That country is like a third world country, but there's like affluence and like 1%, and I can't care. Because death isn't the worst thing. Death is not the worst thing when you are living in a third world country. When the 1% are the only ones succeeding, death is not the worst thing. The 1% hope your shit gets burned down, you know? Like the 1%ers hope your rockets get blown up. The 1%ers hope your shit tanks. And if it don't, great. And if it does, probably meant to be. The 1%ers. Death ain't the worst thing when you're living in a country where the 1% are doing great and the majority are not. Death is not the worst thing. Also, this is not our final resting place. This is a weird place to be. It's a very weird place to be. It's a terribly weird place to be. I've been suicidal my entire life. For the first time ever, I'm not, at 35 years old, for the first time ever, I'm not suicidal. If I was caught in a natural disaster and I died, I'd be like, oh my God, I'd be like, doing me a favor. Because death isn't the worst thing ever. Okay, check you later.